smartest film critic in the world, Cole Smithy.
Hi, this is Cole Smithy with ColeSmithy.com and your guide to what to see and what to avoid at the movies this week. Roman Polanski's 20th film is an exquisite deconstructionist articulation of a quicksilver sadomasochistic tug-of-war between a middle-aged theater director and an enigmatic actress auditioning for a role in his upcoming play, Venus in Furs. She just might be Venus incarnate. With his last film, God of Carnage, in 2011, and his 1994 film, Death and the Maiden, Roman Polanski returns to the theater for inspiration. David Ives' theatrical adaptation of Austrian author Leopold von Sacher-Masoch's 1870 novella Venus in Furs already contained subtle thematic threads common to Polanski's oeuvre. Think Bitter Moon, Rosemary's Baby, and The Tenant. Obsession with sexual domination, confined spaces, and an unreliable protagonist are all on display. Here is an energizing spoonful of soup-to-nuts fetishism with teasing dessert courses strewn throughout. From a gloriously long tracking shot down a rainy Parisian boulevard, we are inexorably lured into a private theatrical vortex by a sudden crack of lightning. A playful musical score by Alexandre Desplat sets a mood of percolating voodoo. The disused set for an ostensibly failed production of an adaptation of John Ford's Stagecoach sits on the stage of a rundown theater where director Thomas, played by Matthew Amalric, wraps up a day of auditions for the character of Vanda von Dunayev. An unusually tall prop cactus provides a strangely appropriate phallic symbol for the action that follows. Thomas complains on his cell phone in misogynistic terms about the actresses he has seen. A lack of sexy/articulate young women with some classical training and a particle of brain in their skulls has left Thomas feeling dejected. Vanda, played by Polanski's wife, Emmanuelle Signer, arrives like a bolt of feminist goddess lightning when she bursts through the theater door.
Vanda est quelqu'un d'adorable, d'innocent, qui tombe par hasard sur un gros pervers.
Non mais vous comprenez pas, vous comprenez rien.
Cursing like a sailor in a low-class French accent, Signer's Vanda insists her agent sent her, although her name is nowhere to be found on the call sheet. Dressed in a leather corset and sporting a dog collar, Vanda has come prepared, very prepared. She has memorized every line of the play. Still, Tomas remains skeptical. Only when Vanda convinces him to read opposite her as the character of Severin von Kusimski does her resolute skill as an actress convincingly transform her into the archetypal 19th century dominatrix for his play. The story within a movie teeters on the ambiguous tight-wire dance that Tomas and Vanda perform. Emmanuelle Signer's performance is cleverly delicious. Her effortless transition between the four nesting doll types that she plays, gypsy, consummate actress, feminist sophist, and Venus, creates a hallucinatory effect that pushes the drama in multiple directions at once. The dialogue is as intellectually sharp as it is sensually perceptive. Vanda and Tomas mime their characters' actions on stage in the same way that student actors are wont to do when working without props. With 5 weeks of rehearsal under their belts, Polanski's actors connect with such precise execution that the constant shifts between their self-reflexive characters are seamlessly exact. Constant kicks of irony exhort audience laughs as the dueling pair keeps up the charade of an audition process where Tomas is the patriarchal judge to Vanda's hopeful ingenue. Along the way, the polarity of power switches back and forth between them. When Vanda commands Tomas to dress her in a pair of dominatrix knee-high boots, his quest for annihilation in her service takes shape. With a Tony Award nomination under its belt and the dubious honor of being America's most produced play in the 2013-14 season, Venus in Fur represents another S&M signpost of our ongoing global societal clampdown. There is a reason that 50 Shades of Grey hit a popular nerve. Willing humiliation under the lash of omnipresent corporate political totalitarianism could be construed as a logical path for some.
Votre fourrure, maîtresse.
Cela finira-t-il?
Finir?
Audiences have every reason for their curiosities to be piqued over what Roman Polanski can do with such ingeniously loaded material. I give this outstanding theatrical adaptation an A. My sleeper pick is Jocelyn Townes' I Am I, and my guilty pleasure pick is Clint Eastwood's Jersey Boys. My must-have DVDs are Afternoon of a Faun from Kino Lorber, B.B. King, The Life of Riley from MVD, and Anita, Speaking Truth to Power from First Run Features.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again because a vision softly.
Implicitly, Mike Nichols' The Graduate is an unconventional coming-of-age satire made all the more memorable by way of its Simon and Garfunkel heavy score.
In restless dreams I walk alone. Narrow streams I walk alone.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. Lends a harmonically pleasing but emotionally tense atmosphere to Benjamin Braddock's return home to Los Angeles after graduating from a northeastern college. Never before had a filmmaker used songs in such an exaggeratedly editorial manner for a movie that wasn't a musical. Dustin Hoffman's Ben stands in profile on an LAX airport people mover, allowing the audience to consider his fresh haircut, everyman suit, and Jewish nose. Ben's former status as a track team star and class valedictorian has already lost its shine. He worries about his future, one that he wants to be different. The otherness that Ben feels points to the film's most overlooked and underappreciated aspect. Ben is a Jew passing as an all-American WASP at a time in America when discrimination against Jews was prevalent. The ennui that Ben lives with will not go away, but he will successfully embed himself inside the heart of the white man's castle before the film is over. At home with his almost certainly adoptive blue-eyed parents, Ben is awkward in the presence of so many devoted friends during his welcome home party. One of the predominantly blonde party guests refers to Ben's graduation present, a brand new Alfa Romeo Spider, as a little red wop job. A seething atmosphere of thinly veiled racism prevails. Mike Nichols, himself Jewish, as were the film's screenwriters Buck Henry and Calder Willingham, drops other clues too. Ben holds the door for an exiting group of conventioners at the Taft Hotel, where he carries on an adulterous affair with Mrs. Robinson, played by Anne Bancroft, wife to Ben's father's law partner. Nearly all are blonde or white-haired people who could be surviving members of the Nazi Party. The Jewish Ben, holding the door for a small army of wasps at a California hotel, represents a wide-reaching metaphor regarding the way Jews were treated outside of New York in 1967. How critics and audiences neglected the film's most glaring subtext is a testament to the widespread lack of empathy with the Jewish condition. With his slouching shoulders and nebbishy demeanor, Ben is forced to give away his deceit when he attempts to crash another party full of wasps. The host proudly announces herself as a DeWitt, a name of German heritage. All but one of the hosts reacts to Ben with utter disdain. There's no lack of irony in the way Mrs. Robinson seduces Ben inside her palatial home by inviting him to come upstairs for a look at her daughter Elaine's portrait. It sets up Ben's eventual appropriation of Elaine, played by Catherine Ross, at the altar of her marriage to a clearly goy fiancé, Carl Smith, seconds after the wedding has been sealed. Ben succeeds in carrying on with a pretense that coincidentally mirrored Dustin Hoffman's denial of his own Jewishness at the time. It proved to be Hoffman's breakthrough performance. Thanks for watching, and visit ColeSmithy.com for more.